If you've ever tried getting into a trading card game, you know it can be incredibly daunting. From the large financial investment with the serious meta level players, down to the casual player only able to get a few packs at a time. Either way you look at it, it can still be incredibly challenging. So I'll be pushing my skills and a bit of luck to their absolute limit to make the best deck I can. The goal is that by the end of 1 year, I will be able to top one of the largest tournaments in the TCG. So I'm going to stop you right there. We actually did end up kind of already doing that 2.5 months in, and there it is, number 4, Battle Ready Inc. We topped a 200 plus event, so I think it's time to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit here on this challenge, and because of that, we're going to take it to the next level. So blue is done. Blue Omnimon is no more, at least for as far as the future can tell. So it's time to shift gears. 1.5 is coming out. I think it's time to try red. We're going to see if we can top with every single color before we hit the end of this 1 year time stretch. We've done it with blue already. We're going to shift into red now and then see if we can progress even further. Using all the same rules that we had from the first time of no buying singles online and only 1 trade a week with a box opened here on the channel from one of our patrons. Using our $20 a week budget, we're going into phase 2 of Digimon on a budget. 1.5 is finally here. We have it. We have product in hand. Unfortunately, last week we didn't go 3 games undefeated, so we don't get that bonus pack this week. So I'm just that chomping at the bit to get a bonus pack. However, I am going to go ahead and throw in 2 dash packs. The stores where I pre-ordered from, they were super awesome and gave us some bonus dash packs to open. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those in there just because that's a cool addition. You know, if you have a cool local game store, they'll really hook you up. So let's open these guys first just because they're quick and easy. We're looking for those Blitz Greymon, you know? And immediately pull a Blitz Greymon. Like, what are the chances? So that's a huge pull for the deck. That we need 3 of these guys, and we've already got 1. Now, if we could pull just immediately a second one, that would be pretty insane. All right, it's not, but still. A Grand Coagumon. I keep seeing a lot of this one pulled. A lot of Blitz Greymon and a lot of Grand Coagumon for these Alter Art Dash packs. All right, but this is where it's really important. We're looking for that Alter S, you know why we're here. As well as some good, you know, just basic additions. But we really want... Oh, there's something back there. There's something back there. All right. Just trying to get some basic support for the deck. We've got the big Bandai event coming up on Sunday. Today is Friday, so we definitely need to get some kind of improvement for the deck wherever possible. All right, we pulled a Ragnarlordmon. We're not going to be playing this, but it is a great trade fodder. It's an amazing card for Black and how Black plays now. So Black finally coming into the meta, and Ragnarlordmon is how it's going to get there. Alright, it's an interesting Agumon for sure. None of these red cards we're looking for though. Hopefully we're gonna at least, I mean, the stuff we're looking for is commons and uncommons. So we shouldn't, hopefully be able to pull them pretty fast. Stingmon and just a Wormmon. Alright. So nothing out of that pack. You can't win them all. Still holding our breath for that Alter S. I'm not sure, but it's certainly possible. I've yet to see one pulled. Out of all the box openings we've done on the channel so far, I've yet to see an Alter S get pulled. So I'm really hoping that the reason it wasn't in any of the others is because it was in ours. All right, Arrow Vigramon and just a purple Mimi. All right, come on, give us one more super rare. One more super rare. I don't even need a secret. A secret would be nice, Alter S, but grab it where you can, you know?
Man, I really thought we'd at least pull a common or uncommon red that we need. Oh, I saw Wargreymon, and I thought it was the level 5 that we're looking for, but sadly no. Poncho Stingmon, pretty cool card. Gigamon, awesome, great. We're gonna change most of our eggs over into Gigamons, so that's a great pull for sure. All right, Malamadiosmon, and ooh, Impurigimon. I'm really excited. I just want to play this deck casually and not really for the series, but great card. My wife can't wait to play this deck, and so it'll be a great addition for her. All right, last pack here. Hopefully we can get a level 5. I'm really hoping for a level 5 here. Biomon is one of the cards we do need, just because this finally allows us to play the memory game with blue a little bit. We can crash into security for free and get some free memory, so that's not too bad. Ooh, Zubamon. That's great for those the Ragnar Lordmon deck for sure. Those the legendary arms archetype. Hidden potential. Get out of here. Ooh, a Davis, another great card to go with Impurigimon for sure, and then just a Shikakumon. All right, so overall, the pulls weren't like groundbreaking, right? But we did manage to pull 2. We did get a Blitzgreymon. This is really important. To be able to pull this is really nice, just because this is going to help facilitate our combos more once we do get the Alter S. I'm not sure if we should play it though just yet until we do get Alter S. I'll have to think about it, and these two are definitely going in the deck, and I'll have to think about this one, and we'll take a look and see what we come up with. Alright, so these are the changes we're going to make. The first one is really easy. The Gigamon for the Yokomon, for sure, this is going to be our drop first, without a doubt, and so we can put in the Gigamon, just going to be live so much more often, whereas, you know, we get that plus 1000 is a bonus essentially. It applies to both situations, whereas or any situation really, as long as there's 5 or more, we get the 1000 buffs. So that's way better than Yokomon. Next up, I decided to drop the Gigamon. I honestly had a little bit of back and forth on this one on what I wanted to drop. I really need to keep in my 2-cost drops, 0-cost evolutions. So, and I definitely am not giving up Agumon, that's for sure. So it kind of came around to Biomon coming in place of the Gilmon here, and I think it's the right call. Being able to just have the memory game ability is just super important in Digimon as a whole. Next up is Wargreymon coming out for the Blitzgreymon. This was a pretty obvious one, honestly. The Wargreymons are all going to start working their way out as the Blitzgreymon start slowly working their way in. Just pretty normal stuff here, nothing too crazy. Not only do we have the awesome effect of Blitzgreymon, he's a 12k, which I didn't really consider until I was editing another video of when my Wargreymons would get hit by like a Plessimon or a Phoenixmon, and they would not do anything in security against these other, you know, level 6s. With Blitzgreymon being a 12k, even if he's in security, he still gets to put in some work, and that'll be great. Even if another Blitzgreymon, you know, attacks in, you know, he can deal with it, and that's really awesome. Not only that, but our trade for the week. Oh, also, this is going to be the last chance to get in on the memory counters here for March. Just a few more days left of March left to get this, and then it'll be gone. We're all different colors painted up. They're painted up to look like actual Digivices with the rings around it painted up for each of the different crests. So definitely, if you want a memory counter, get in on that Patreon. It's just a few days left, and then they're coming out of the store and they're going away. All right. So for our trade, by the time this video comes up, my 1.5 mega box opening video will have been released. So it's no surprise that I did everything in my power to get one of those Omnimon Alter S's. Thankfully, the person that pulled it was a purple player, and a few weeks ago we were able to get that Beelzemon, and that Beelzemon is still a nice, you know, $55-$60 card. That went for Alter S. They needed a Beelzemon desperately, so we were able to swoop in, you know, when their needs were high and they were desperate, and we were able to snag up an Alter S. So super clutch. We did also trade away the Ragnalordmon that we had as well, and just some extra side stuff. So those were the big cards that we had to give up for this bad boy. Definitely excited to put him in. All right, this is what the whole deck is centered around, is around Alter S. He is the highlight. He is the showstopper. And then putting in there, we're gonna pull out another Wargreymon. So this will cut out both Wargreymons out of the deck. And I've always felt that all the level 6s I run with the Volcanic Dramons was a little cloggy. There was, you know, the 4 Phoenix Mons, the 2 Wargreymons, or it might have been 3. And then as well as the 2 Volcanics on top of that, it just felt like a little much for how few of the level 7s we were running. We're running 4, so with 4 level 7s, running 7, I think level 6s is pretty standard. It's not a big deal there. So we are dropping down 2 level 6s, but I think it'll be okay. I would like to get back up to 7 in total for our level 6s, but right now we're running 6 level 6s and 5 level 5s. All right, normally that ratio doesn't really work out too well. It doesn't make too much sense, but I think it'll be okay for now, just because it's really important to get into our Omnimons, and that's like super important. It's just to get into the Omnimons as fast as possible. So having a level 6 on field should be obtainable. As soon as we get another Blitzgreymon, we'll definitely put that in. Also, I should point out, this is not the one that we pulled. We are putting this in as the one we pulled. Just my friend of mine swapped me. I like the regular art more than the alter art, so we just swapped artworks essentially. But this is the card that we technically pulled. All right, and those are the changes for the week. Unfortunately, last second, Bandai, for our tournament this weekend, decided to make 1.5 cards not allowed. Yeah, so super irritated about that. So instead, in my bitterness rage, instead of just playing red Omnimon, we're playing this crap again. Yeah, yep. I'm still on the heels of our game a few nights ago for locals. And yeah, I'm gonna play it again. I did make some changes though, which I do want to go over just real quick. Just because, again, this isn't that format where I expect a lot of Rookie Rush. I expect all kinds of stuff for this Bandai official tournament. This isn't just some locals or anything like that. So taking that into account, we did pull out some cards and then put in others instead. We're still staying on the Gabumons. Drawing is just super important. I do have the 4 Upamon eggs. Again, drawing is important in Rookie Rush because they don't have a whole lot of evolutions or ways to draw. So take the blue cards where you can, you know, the Gabumons, the Upamons, that sort of thing, where you can definitely get that draw going for yourself. Next up, we've got the Gomamons here, the two drop Gomamons, as well as the 2-drop Electmons. These guys are the best in the deck for sure. Out of all the rookies, I like these the best. The 2-drop makes it so that way I can pass my turn super easily to my opponent and give them just 1 memory. As well as if I open a bunch of these, I can still evolve them for 0 onto my rook or onto my eggs and get that draw effect, as well as, you know, just get that free draws off the Upamon and things like that. So these guys are great. They combo with everything so nicely. Next we have the Armadillo Mons. Very close, same thing. We get that 2-drop to pass turn fast. Unfortunately, he's the 1-cost evolution. So thankfully, he's our only blue in the deck. That's that rookie that has a 1-cost evolution. So it helps mitigate it. So we should normally never need to play this guy onto an egg. We did last week. Hopefully, we don't get that desperate again and have to do it again. The 4,000 DP is nice. Occasionally, you can survive if you hit into a rookie in security, but the chances are pretty low, and I would never, ever count on it. It's just nice when it does. You did also, we bumped up the Armadillo Mons to 4 instead of 3, as well as I bumped up this Gigamon, the Gain 1 Memory Gigamon, from 3 to 4 as well. Just looking for more rookies. Honestly, it's Rookie Rush. You need a lot of rookies, and I think last time I didn't have enough rookies. We did go 3-1, which was pretty good, but I think if I had just a little bit more rookies and not some other stuff, that we would have done a lot better. I did drop the Grizzly Mons, and that's how we're making up for this, is I was running the Grizzly Mons last time because it was a pretty much a Rookie Rush heavy format, and having a single blocker on field really just slows that down. Without that, this time around, I really don't expect a lot of Rookie Rush. I dropped the Grizzly Mons. And because of that, we also had room for another Gorillamon. Bumped this guy back up to 4. So glad I'm going to be able to run this at 4. I really missed it last time. Only having it 3 of, I felt it. I felt it every game, only having 3 of this guy. Having 4 just really makes me feel a lot better this go around. That 1 cost evolution is so easy to get off. Get that draw for it, as well as when you swing, if they want to block it, they have to sacrifice their blocker, because that 6k right there is really nice, just because it makes them think, if they don't block it, then I can easily not attack with my rookies, right? And then save my rookies, and then they're going to feel really bad that they didn't block this. But the same way goes the other way. If they do block it, I get to kill their blocker, and then my rookies still get to attack. So he's just super awesome for this deck. Glad he's at 4. I did bump the Leomons up. 1 more Leomon in this go around as opposed to the last time. It was really nice when I got to have him. He really made my opponents think if they wanted to kill him or not, or if they wanted to block him or not, because I'd get that free memory. Block him with your blocker, kill him. I get that memory back. All my rookies now get to attack for free. So was it really worth blocking him? Or if they don't block him and he dies in security, I get that draw for the evolution. I get all the memory back that I spent on it. I got a free security check out of it. Just so much good stuff. With Leomon, he just facilitates a whole lot. Next up, we've got the 4 Hammer Spark. If you're playing blue, you're playing 4 Hammer Spark. It's just so good. Being able to, if you're at 0 memory, play one of these guys, put you at 1, and then put a 2-drop on field to put your opponent at 1. That's really great just for that. Hitting it in security, because it's really easy to put your opponent every single turn at 1 memory in this deck. It's just so easy to do. And hitting it in security passes it back to you again, so that's great. Moving on there, we're going to go into the greens here. We've got our 2-drop, one of our 2-drops here. It's a 0-cost evolution, which doesn't matter. We're not playing any eggs. We are also playing the Mushroom Mon as well, because it's another 2-drop, and we're trying to get all the greens we can. Green has a lot of cards that really work well in this. One of them being Vegemon. So Vegemon can go on top of these 2-drops really easily for that 1 evolution that gets us a draw, as well as it gets us a 6k body on field. So same thing as Gorillamon. We got that 6k body on field. They've got to think if they want to block it and lose their blocker blocking it, or if not, then I just get a free security check, and then I don't have to lose any of my blockers. He dodges Volcanic Dramon, as well as I am playing him at a 4 of. Simply, you might think 4 of him is a little much when you're only playing 8 green rookies, but he's a 4-cost play cost, so that's not really a big deal. It's 1 more than several of my other blue rookies, so that's a little bit much. But he's 6k, which dodges a whole lot of stuff, and it just does so much more work. Simply just the blocker issue, as well as the Volcanic Dramon. Great card. Vegemon is so good in this game. It's ridiculous. Next up, we've got the 4 Flower Cannons. Green, again, just works so well for this Rookie Rush strategy. These green cards, being able to combo a Hammer Spark and a Flower Cannon. So if they put you at 1, you can drop that Hammer Spark, go to 2, play a Flower Cannon, rest their blocker, and then all your rookies then get to just punch in for game. Super easy combos, as well as hitting it in security, rest all your opponent's non-blockers, and that is absolutely wonderful. That gives you pretty much a whole extra turn to survive, if they're trying to push for game or whatever. I mean, hitting this in security just pretty much ends your opponent's turn immediately. Last up, we've got the 3 Puppetmon again. I am still playing it at 3 of. I don't have a 4th copy. I probably wouldn't mind having a 4th copy in this deck. I would probably drop something like maybe a Leomon, or probably the Gomamon. Actually, if I had to pick anything, it'd be the Gomamon that gives the free memory. We have 6 level 4s, blue level 4s to Digivolve, and he's the ideal target. But I don't want wasted turns of trying to get this perfect combo off, like with him and Leomon. You know, I'd rather just facilitate more, just running as fast as I can. And I don't want to hard play a 3 drop if I can help it. Gabumon doesn't feel so bad as a 3 cost hard play because I get that draw. Gomamon hard play at 3 does nothing, okay? It doesn't bring me any sort of value until I can Digivolve on top of it, and that is not ideal for Rookie Rush. So if I had a 4th copy of Puppetmon, I would drop the Gomamon down to 3 copies, but I don't. So here we are. Puppetmon just steals games. Your opponent attacks in. You know, they got you up against the ropes. All their stuff is suspended except for their blocker. You can easily just drop a Puppetmon, suspend the blocker, and then it's going to come right back to your turn, and then you just get free reign to attack with everything. And really, really easily punch for game. As well as if they put you on 1 and they drop another blocker, you can swing with the Puppetmon. They have the choice to block this, or you gain 1 memory, go up to 2. Now your Flower Cannon is live, and you just rest their blocker anyway. So now they're really kicking themselves that they didn't sacrifice the blocker to block this. Just awesome, awesome. Works really great with the deck. So this is what we're bringing to Bandai's tournament. Let's see how we do.
All right, so going into game 1 here, we're playing against a purple deck here, and so we just go to a pretty stereotypical board, not do anything too crazy. We do go ahead and drop that Flower Cannon with the help of our Hammer Spark to go ahead and rest that blocker, so we can just swing in with all 3 of our rookies at once. Pretty nice play when you can get that combo off. Definitely feel that power for sure. But here we swing in and just big thing after big thing just wiping us out. I mean, usually we don't expect to live into anything, but wow, 2 level 6s and a level 7 all right there on the top of security. That definitely hurts. They kick it back over to us. They Digivolve on top of their blocker, which against Rookie Rush is almost like a death sentence for yourself. Very, very dangerous play there for sure. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of that and kind of swing in there, get a free hit for sure on that security. They're at 1, so if I can get enough damage on board right here, I could potentially take it next turn if they don't do anything, which they did proceed to scoop up immediately afterwards. Match 2, we're going against a blue deck here. Believe it's blue Omnimon, but honestly they were just really on the defensive a whole lot here, and we just powered through everything. I mean, literally just a few turns here, and we managed just to walk through everything that they had. Again, Flower Cannon against a blocker is pretty huge whenever you can get it off. And then we just quickly walk through everything else that they had. Match 3 now. This one was pretty brutal, actually. Digivolved into the Armadillo Mons. Yeah, in the raising area. That hurts. But they also drop a Zudomon in return, which kind of tells me they also don't have a whole lot to go into, so they're just kind of making that desperate play there. We use all that memory they gave us and only able to get out 2 new Digimon, essentially. Got a couple Digivolves for a couple extra draws power there, but nothing too, crazy. So they kick it back to us, and we start kind of swinging here. Do die in security, but it's always nice when you get that Gomamon effect off. I really like getting the Gomamon with the Gorillamon because it's so cheap. You'll always be able to attack after you Digivolve because you'll always at least be at 1. And then here, hard playing the Vegemon. Ouch! We're still desperate when you're having a hard play of Vegemon. They're smart though, and they cleared out our Vegemon, which is pretty important with their Plessy. They're just keeping that control. They do sacrifice one of their blockers though, but then they go ahead and pass it to us, and then we're able to kind of bait the blocker a little bit there. just to see if they would, and sure enough, they blocked it. So now we got to really capitalize here. I do play that Hammer Spark just in case we hit into another Hammer Spark, and thankfully we did not, so we ended up... we took that game, however, we did lose match 3 in total after that. We just bricked every single game that whole time. Here we have a Rookie Rush mirror match, and this is brutal. So it's a lot of back and forth of, you know, who's doing what. I do like to go into the level 6s though, or level 4s with that 6K, because there's a good chance you're going to survive in most security swings that you go with here. Here, very smart, playing the Hammer Spark before attacking like we were doing, just because you never know when you're going against any kind of blue player if they're going to have Hammer Spark and security, and boom, immediately sees that Hammer Spark. That could have been a game-ending immediately kind of move right there. If he had attacked and that Hammer Spark had sent it back to my turn, that would have been huge. Here, he does crash and takes out one of my Mushroom Mon, which is, again, sometimes you got to kind of control it a little bit. Gets to keep 3, though. Keeps 2, essentially. For next turn. That's always big stuff here. Same thing, I do the same play here. Hammer Spark to go to 2 before attacking. That's pretty crucial here. Get that Upamon draw, very, very crucial. And then, of course, we hit into a Puppetmon with our 6Ks. And then a second Puppetmon on our other 6K. Usually the 6Ks are really good about living, but not then. Here we play the Hammer Spark to drop a 2, right? And you're like, why would you do that? Oh, and then there comes the Puppetmon afterwards. Here they amass this huge board. No blockers, though, in the deck. Most Rookie Rush players don't use them. Here they put us to 1. However, we have the Puppet. So even if that is a Hammer Spark, it's not going to matter because the Puppet's going to put us to 2. And then we ended up taking that game as well. So going into game 5 here, playing against another purple player. He goes for the double Tapirmon play here. Kind of, you know, not bad. Tapirmon is all about crashing into security against a Rookie Rush player. That can be, you know, it might not happen. More than likely it will, but you could hit a Gabumon or something like that and it not die. Here we swing with the Leomon, trying to get him to die. And we do hit into a Myotismon there, which will kill him. Give us our 2 memory. We love to see it. Digivolve, draw, swing, die. Get all the memory back that we spent on the Digivolve. Then we go into the Gorillamon here, trying to survive. You know, you always hope that you can survive. But of course we hit into a 6K blocker and lose them. So it is what it is. You can't win them all. Then we just end our turn with an Elecmon there. Here they go ahead and swing with the Tapirmon and then hit into a Puppetmon, which bad for us because that means we're less likely to draw into one. And then they Digivolve into a blocker. Hate it, hate it, hate it. But we have the comeback, which is the 6K. Here we drop a Gabumon to pass turn. Yeah, hitting, you know, blocking that 6K is always a bit of a risk because then it opens us up for future turns for sure. Here we got the Gomamon live underneath the Gorillamon, which is important. Of course he doesn't die though, so I mean, why would he? And then we swing in with the Gabumon, and then pass turn for Gabumon. I did notice that he Digivolved his Wizardmon on top of the Tapirmon. Yeah, you're gonna get a draw for the Digivolve. However, it's really hard for a Wizardmon to die normally against Rookie Rush. If you're trying to crash him into security, it's not likely to happen. But here drops the Piedmon, or Piedmon gets 2 blockers out. Ouch, that's brutal. Gives a lot of memory to work with. Unfortunately, we only got the 2 to attack with here. He does go ahead and block with the first one. We get that bonus memory back. We do clear out a blocker, which is very, very important. Only thing we have left, though, is the Goblymon to attack with, and we still have another blocker to deal with. So we drop the Gabumon for that draw, and I guess the draw was something pretty spicy because we sacrificed our Goblymon for apparently no reason. And but there was a reason. That's a nice Puppetmon drop here, and we do go with the Impmon. The reason I go with the Impmon here is so that he doesn't get a free drop or a free Digivolve into another Vilemon potentially for only 2 costs. If he wants a blocker on field, he's gonna have to hard play that blocker or have a 2 drop to Digivolve onto. Here he drops the Caramon, finally gets to get that draw off the wizard, and then Millennium Mon's back our Leomon. However, just not quite enough. We just had too much on board. That Piedmon gave us so much to work with that we were able to punch for game right afterwards. Here we are going into game 6 now. Against a blue player. I don't think he realizes I'm playing Rookie Rush just yet because our play was pretty light there. No green or anything showed up. So he just goes into a Mon, passes it back to us, probably thinking we weren't going to do much with it. And which opens up that, oh, we get to just crash now with all of our stuff. Cool. So free hits there. Of course, nothing lives. It never does. At this point, though, we're probably going to kind of give it away a little bit. When you drop that Armadillo Mon, normal blue players aren't playing Armadillo Mon, especially at round 7 when you've only lost one game. Probably not some crazy lame blue deck, probably Rookie Rush. But he just goes into a Metal Garurumon, so we're going to take that opportunity to keep attacking. We do hit into an Omnimon, though, which is unfortunate. And then drop that Gabumon, perfectly putting them at 1 and giving us a draw. Here, he's just still casually playing Metal Garurumon, swings with it here. Hits into a Flower Cannon, which does rest the Gabumon, so no Digivolving for a blocker. He does do it anyway, but it's not live, so that's very important for us. Here we put the Hammer Spark down, giving us a nice cushion to attack into his security with, just in case there's a Hammer Spark in there that could threaten us. Nothing too crazy there. He does go. We do pass it back to him. Then he drops the Omnimon on us, blows up the Mushroom. Still not enough. It was smart, I'll say, to do the Mushroom because then we couldn't Flower Cannon his blocker. However, we had another Mushroom on and we had so much memory to work with, it wasn't a big deal. Here we're in match 7, game 3, and watch this. My opponent has me cut in half and then 5 to the bottom. This is match 7, so we're at like hour 7 or 8 of this tournament. I am dead, and look what I do here. Count out my next 5. Put my deck over there, scoop it up into my hand, and start playing. Yeah, so talk about brutal. I got a game loss for that, which it was game 3 of match 7. So I lost match 7 because my opponent had me put 5 to the bottom after I cut. It wasn't just put 5 to the bottom, it was cut and put 5 to the bottom. I will never do that again. I don't care. There's no, unless a judge is called to the table and the judge makes me, I will refuse. I will cut in half, but I will never count out 5 again to the bottom of my deck. Especially in a situation like that where I was just so tired, because in my head, I counted out that 5, and whenever I do that, I count out 5, and that's always my security. The next 5 I count out is always my hand. In that situation, though, it just had it as I counted out my security. Next set I count out is going to be my hand, and just muscle memory, and it got me a game loss. So there's nothing in the rules that says that I have to do a cut that way where they can specify how exactly many I have to put to the bottom. It's either a half, thirds, quarters, eighths, whatever. I don't have to do it the way they said that, like, as it's counting out. It's always in blocks, essentially. So never again will I put 5 to the bottom unless a judge mandatorily makes me do it. Alright, so here we are going into game 8 now. This is essentially the bubble round. Whoever loses this gets knocked out of the top 16. So super crucial here. I see the Leomon drop, and I'm like, oh no, this is another Rookie Rush, which comes down to who can puppet who at what point to win the game. Because I don't know any other blue players playing Leomon. And even Leomon's pretty rare in 1.0 Rookie Rush. We do drop the Hammer Spark there, which puts us at a nice big wide three Digimon board. Here he swings at the Leomon, does not die, which is probably pretty important. Honestly, I'd rather him stay alive at this point. So he just drops the Electmon, passes it back to us. We go to that Gorillamon there, makes the Gomamon live, which is important. Also, our Upamon is live because of the Electmon, so we get a draw off the attack, and hits into, I forget what that is. So it's a yellow Digimon, right? And I'm like, whoa, a yellow Digimon? What am I playing against at this point? This is match 8, essentially. And then here we hit into a Puppetmon, a green Puppetmon. Okay, interesting. we'll just swing with the Goblin see what happens. No Hammer Spark, thankfully. We do die, though. We lose everything. That's always a bummer. Drop the Armadillo on the pass turn. And then here comes a TK. What? A TK? Okay. He's got 2 things to choose from. A Mistymon? What is this? That's potentially very scary. He's at 1 here, so he could... he's probably not going to drop the Mistymon here, and there's no point to. Going to save that till he can get some good value off of it by dropping it and taking out two rookies, which against Rookie Rush is, that's a solid card to have for sure. Here we swing with Armadillo Mons. It stays on field, which is super important. Hard play the Vegemon here, not a big deal because he's got the TK. He's going to go to 3 memory regardless, so I'd rather have a nice 6K on board. Here he's kind of back to the corner. He's only got the 1 security left, so he's got to be really careful what he does. It goes into the Leomon, probably trying to swing and die. I think I probably would have cleared the Armadillo Mons myself. Hits into an irrelevant Flower Cannon, though. And then drops the Magna Angemon to give himself back 1 security. If he had attacked with the Leomon into the Armadillo Mons, he would have been in such a better situation. Now he's got 3 swings coming in here. Not really sure what he was thinking. He's probably just burned out from a long day, just like I was in the previous round. Here we tackle the Leomon just for that added security of plenty of extra memory to work with, but no reason not to just go ahead and attack with everything at this point to just see if we can win. There's nothing in security that's going to be that terrifying, I don't think. And just a Kaiser Nail goes ahead and plays it out, and then keeps shuffling his cards like he thinks the game isn't over, but it is completely over. We do take match 8, and we do take another national level top. Feels super good. Unfortunately, this is kind of where we're going to have to end the series. Unfortunately, just the views on this series wasn't what I was hoping for, and it's a really expensive series to have to open up 5 booster packs every single week. It adds up, and for a series that's not making me any money back, no donations or anything like that ever came in, unfortunately, to help keep the series alive. So I'm going to have to drop it. It really sucks. I do enjoy the series a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's just financially a huge burden for something that's not making any sort of comeback. So we're going to change it up. Tuesdays, we're going to go through a different route. We're still keeping Digimon content flowing full force, definitely on the channel. However, I want to get more in-person games because if you look at the quality of these, they're so bad, okay? These webcams are just... Between the bad internet and the really crappy webcams that people have, it looks terrible. I mean, most of the time, if I wasn't calling out what all these things were doing, you wouldn't even be able to tell what cards are on the field sometimes. So we're going to switch it up. We're going to go back to live games, like we had a few in the beginning of the series. We're going to go back to that, but we're going to go with theme duels. So whatever we can get our hands on that are like big meta decks or just very popular decks like Force and whatever kind of craziness we can get a hold of, Ragnarlordmon, something that you might not see as much, Cranialmon. I'm sure you're tired of seeing stuff like Rookie Rush, right? You want to see something different, so we're going to try to bring you different, all right? And that's what our Tuesdays games are going to be moving forward, hopefully for the foreseeable future, until we can get into another series. A series that debated was a 1v1 series, which is similar to this one, where every week we open up packs, and we just duel the same people. The same 2 people duel every week, and they just perpetually build up a deck, and the first one to however many wins, wins the series, essentially. And so we just kind of progress like that, building up these decks. But at current time, I would like to get a more broad, selection to choose from, so we're going to hold off on doing that at least until the other starter decks comes out, with purple and green and black. When they get their starter decks out, we'll have a nice selection to start from, and then we'll move forward from there, okay? Until that time, though, let's just stick to these awesome, good camera duels, these good camera games. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy this type of content, I try to put it out as much as possible, so definitely subscribe. Also, if you really enjoyed the content, check out my Patreon. I have a link in the description below for it. You can get access to my Discord server, as well as if you're a Dragon Village Inn fan, account takeovers where I help you out with your account. If you're a Digimon fan, I've got monthly giveaway. Well, not even giveaways. I've got monthly merch that's specific to Patreon. Stuff like memory counters, custom made. This is the baby form of Vmon here. There's going to be more in the works also. So lots of memory counters, all kinds of awesome Digimon merch. So definitely check out that tier. And if you're just all out crazy, there's other tiers if you're that dedicated. As well as check out my Teespring. I've got awesome merch there. You know, official Battle Ready Ink merch. Awesome phone cases for you Digimon fans out there. They've got them for iPhones as well as Samsungs. So they are super sweet. If you've seen the last Digimon movie, that's where these are from. I had a friend of mine custom make these so that way they fit perfectly on these phone cases. They look super good. So definitely check those out. But at the end of the day, if you can't do any of that, just like I said, like the video. That helps a ton. And subscribe. It doesn't hurt, but it helps me. So that's what's the real benefit. And as always, I'll see you next time.